Let's take a trip back in time to the 1940s. I've been cooking and baking my way through a charming old cookbook, trying out various recipes. I recently made chocolate chip cookies, pecan crispies, and molasses creams. And while they're all good, the molasses cookies are the clear winner. They're soft, moist, full of that deep, rich flavor, and they stay fresh for days. These cookies are definitely stealing the show. Stick around while I show you how to make these. Today I'm making molasses cookies, and the first step is to take 3/4 cup shortening, add that to a large mixing bowl, along with 1 cup of sugar, and I'm going to thoroughly cream both of them using a hand mixer. Now I'm going to add 2 beaten eggs and 1 cup of light molasses. Hopefully I have a full cup, but I don't think I do, but don't worry. I'm going to top it off with some honey. That's perfectly fine. I could use a little of that as a suitable substitute for molasses, and it's going to come out delicious. And now I'm going to combine these ingredients using my hand mixer. Before I add my flour, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of ginger. And I'm going to combine these ingredients as well. Now it's time to add my flour. That's what I'm doing here. I'm sifting each cup into the flour, and I need 4 cups of sifted flour. I'm going to alternate the flour with coffee. I'm using 3/4 cup of cold, strong coffee, and I'm going to beat using the electric hand mixer after each addition. And you just keep going until you run out of coffee and flour. Okay, please listen carefully. The original recipe says to bake these in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. I tested out a few before I committed to a full batch. The original recipe also says to use a teaspoon to measure them out. However, that's too small. That would take forever. So I used a bigger scoop, one that I purchased from Walmart, and it's 1.5 tablespoons. So it makes bigger cookies. And the original recipe was supposed to yield about 7 dozen cookies. But, if you use a bigger scoop, it's going to be less cookies than that. However, I would just go the short route, use the bigger scoop. Don't drive yourself crazy using a teaspoon to measure these out. And also, I really strongly advise you to do a test batch. Test out a few cookies before you commit to a full batch. That way you'll know exactly how long they take to bake, because you don't want to ruin a lot of your cookies by burning them in the oven. And please keep in mind that you can't always go by the baking times in these old cookbooks because they're not always accurate. That's why I recommend that you do a test batch first. I recommend rolling these in powdered sugar or dusting them with powdered sugar. And you want to wait until they have cooled down, and preferably you want to dust them with powdered sugar just before you serve them. That's the best way to do it. And there you have it, delicious molasses cookies from a 1940s cookbook. If you love gingerbread, you will love these cookies. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video. And while you're here, please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so, because I do plan to upload similar content in the future.